investigators awaken after a night of restful sleep after arriving in the second most populated town in Mendev, Egede. They've been traveling for some time across the lake of mists and veils and have finally gotten a bit of respite in their long travels after arriving. Malavik has been wary of this place and getting closer to Mendev and Sarkoris as the World Wound, a place where demons spilled out from the outer rifts into Galarian and frankly caused mass havoc in the surrounding regions. The World Wound was closed 4 years ago, and Egede has been on a bit of a decline since that's happened. It was a place where adventurers and travelers were able to not be directly on the front lines and be in a well-respected place and to rest and recuperate from the dangers of being on those front lines. And now it's sort of lost a little bit of its place. It's still a port city, and it's still the second largest city in Mendev. So it's well built up. There's a decent-sized population here of varying races, but mostly the people are human. There are various mixed ancestry tieflings, some halflings, and various other races that are here. But you all have awoken in the Sword and Shield Inn as you reconvene for some breakfast and figuring out what to do now and what to do next.
Excuse me. Excuse me?
Yes?
Are you the one who is in charge of the, hovel? What do you call it?
Are you speaking of my inn?
Inn, that's the word. Are you the one in charge of here?
I am the proprietor, yes.
Proprietor? Do you, smell anything
Smell
different?
the bacon and the sausage.
Aside from the food, there's not some overwhelming, terrible smell that you smell?
Perhaps you speak of the port?
Perhaps I do. Just curious if there was any way to get it out. To cease it.
Let me help you.
He proceeds to look around the counter. You see he's got this ancient handkerchief. Tears strips off. And then approaches you and then kind of grabs you by the face and just starts shoving.
Starts blushing. It just immediately starts blushing.
Just grabs you by the face. Yeah, this guy is. I imagine probably in his 50s or so, human, and he's got you grabbed by the face, and he just roughly shoves pieces of handkerchief into your nose.
How's that?
Does he call me any? Do you gonna call me names after? Or?
He says, "How's that then?"
It's all right. Thank you.
He shakes his head and walks away, and you hear him like he's shaking his head. He walks away, and he says, "Oh."
Grin is blushing and just goes back and sits down, takes the things out.
I've been watching this entire thing from the table.
Anyway, good morning, everyone.
Did you get your questions answered?
No. If anything, I have more questions.
You look a little stuffy. Yeah. Stuff. Anyway. good morning. What's the plan for today? Is Malavik not joining us?
No, he will not be joining us. I've asked him to look after a few of my things and do some maintenance over my weapons and my armor. So I am a bit under-equipped today. Let's try not to get into any trouble.
Wonder how possible that's going to be. So, what's on the agenda then? We peruse the city to see if perhaps there are any shops that are going to take those paintings, or we can...
Yes, I would like those to not be in my bag anymore.
All right.
I will be learning some new. I will be learning some new skills. I will be going to one of the local crafters, seeing if I can't persuade some of them for a consult.
Would you like me to go with you?
No, I am pretty convincing on my own.
All right.
Pride myself really in my ability to win hearts and minds.
You certainly have a way with words in which I've never seen before.
Thank you.
What of you, Rashtok? You have any particular plans? Anything that you'd wish to seek out? Any desire?
I have not been in a city for a while. I think that elven one was the last for all of us. I am unsure. It is too cold here. Getting the paintings out of my bag would be maybe my highest priority, and I'm not sure. Seeing if I can find... I've been playing around with inks. I think I might be able to enchant them a bit. Perhaps we can find some patterns here.
Oh. Wonderful. We should also keep our eyes and ears peeled for any rumors or information as well. That would be beneficial to us in our endeavors.
Yes, we are here for a quest, I suppose.
I'm glad to know that we are on the same page. And I begin to rise up out of my chair and I show a single coin. I will be right back. And I make my way carefully between the tables and the seats towards the counter where the proprietor is.
Sure. I think the night before this person introduced themselves as Harlan Hearthwood.
Mr. Harlan.
Yes.
I just wanted to say what a delight breakfast was. We quite enjoyed it. I was hoping to give you a little bit of a tip, and I will solidly place the coin down on the table and slide it towards him.
Please make a diplomacy check. Or society.
Also, I lean up against the bar and I have my massive titties, which are not covered by armor, by the way. So they're +2, you know? Oh shit, that's a nat 20.
That's a lot of pluses.
Oh yeah.
That's a 34.
Oh yeah. He got the full view. There was a bit of a Looney Tunes moment where eyeballs shot out of his head. He's not, the coin hasn't even registered to him yet.
A tip for you. Perhaps a tip for a tip.
2 of them.
Yes. I was hoping to know, are there any particular art dealers in the area? One that you might recommend?
What?
I want to sell some art. Where would you recommend I go?
They are
Yes, I pull my scarf over my titties. Hello.
Hello.
I was hoping to find directions to a art dealer you might recommend.
Ah, yes.
Just now noticing the coin, slides it across the table, takes it. Big smile. You haven't seen him smile once since you've been here on his face.
Now, art dealers. Right. Well, it's not exactly a city well known for art, you see, but I suppose, well, the closest thing we've got might be, well, there's the temple of Ayomde. You could try selling something to, well, you could try selling something to Sooth. Sooth's sacred relics, maybe.
He's kind of taking some time to look at the rest of your group and says,
before you go over there, there have been a few rumors going about since you've arrived.
Oh?
Like, something about a ghost ship.
Oh, yes. Ghost ship. What have they been saying about a ghost ship?
Well, you gotta understand, people here, we've been through a lot. What with the world wound and all that for many a year. So anything strange happens around town, well, strange new adventurers or guests come through, people tend to notice. Your arrival hasn't exactly gone unnoticed, as you might say. You're a certain charming individual, and, well, you might find yourself running into a few roadblocks here and there. People a little wary of, well, new faces in town. But with skills like yours,
he pointedly looks down. Like such a scumbag.
you should do well.
Thank you. Any other particular rumors that might be interesting for someone who might be new in town?
Rumors? Oh.
Maybe we are looking for work?
Work. Yeah, and you might run into the same kind of trouble. I haven't heard of any work around the place lately. But suppose you might run into some people here and there. Might have a few jobs. There's a fella, well, one of the people that runs it. There's a committee, you see. What do they call it? Committee of Moral Rectitude. Fella named Gar Steelflare. Dwarven man. He's one of the people that runs it. Might look for him, but he's not too fond of well, strange occurrences in town. However, you might find jobs here and there. I don't have anything for you. Sorry to say.
No, not at all. Understandable. Thank you.
The matter of your payment for the night. Normally, for new adventurers in town, we usually charge 5 gold pieces per room. Willing to say knock that down to 4.
You are very sweet. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
And I will slowly slide away, and I will tell my companions what I've learned. So a few different places to sell.
His eyeballs almost rolled out onto the floor. Well done.
Thank you.
So we might run into some trouble then in terms of everything.
I suppose it might depend on how we behave ourselves. People will be watching.
Did you say something about a dwarf?
Yes, Committee of Moral Rectitude?
Ugh.
Does that ring any bells for any of us?
No. No roll on that one.
Committee of Dwarf Rectitude.
It's worth a shot trying to find them.
Certainly, we could use the funds.
Didn't... I don't remember if I was in the conversation with Malavik when he mentioned the city's leanings.
I don't remember either. I think he talked with everybody, though.
I think so.
I feel like he mentioned it to all of you.
I would rather die than take orders from a dwarf.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Malavik mentioned this city has prejudices. If there is a committee for moral rectitude, do you not think it may be their morals?
You can
It most
always...
certainly is. And the dwarves don't have the best morals.
We can
I
always
mean,
hear
unless you
what the
want to
job
level a
is.
forest, if you want to just absolutely decimate the landscape, strip mine it of every possible resource, then maybe the dwarves could be helpful.
We could also just find out more information, as information is the most valuable currency in all the land.
Karun is getting louder, by the way. And you know, if you
Darling,
wanted
darling!
if you wanted to get completely wasted while you're doing so, that could be helpful. We could get the dwarf to go get wasted, perhaps.
We can always say no.
Just a warning. I could see it conflicting with some of the group's ideals.
Oh, I get a sense that my ideals would get tested quite regularly here.
Well, I suppose the only thing we can do then is try and start making our way around the place, see if we can find out some information, sell some things, buy some things, and then be on our way as quickly as possible.
Karun, I think I would like to insist to join you.
Really?
Yes, perhaps, you know, strengthen numbers. If people are watching us, then I can carry you away out of trouble.
Oh, I don't think I'll be in any trouble, but you're welcome to come with me.
Is that all right with the two of you?
Sure. I have no qualms.
Of course. I mean, do we wish to split up in general, or do we want to go together for everything?
I would just stick together. I don't see why we should
Yes.
split up. I'll go with you first, and then afterwards we can go to see a crafter.
Certainly.
Sounds good to me.
Where are we going, Lizard? Do you have an opinion?
No opinions. I'd wish to the art collector.
Whether there was the temple and there was a relic place. I wonder if a
Relic?
curiosity shop would be around here
Maybe.
as well. Or maybe that is a curiosity shop.
Relics do seem ideal. These are paintings from the First World. And a temple may wish for them, but only to burn them, maybe. I do not
Possibly.
know temples.
GM, the temple that was mentioned, the name of the deity, is that one that we might recognize?
You would all recognize Iomide. Iomide is probably one of the most common deities that people worship in Galarian. Also, very well known for having like a what is it called? The crusade, basically to basically fix the world wound happening 4 years ago. But yeah, you're all familiar with Iomide. It's she's the goddess of righteous valor, justice, and honor.
Maybe we choose the temple as a backup option. I don't think
Maybe that's-
bringing paintings of the First World depicting a shadow creature might be the best idea.
Unless they wish to buy them to burn them.
Why wouldn't they just burn them anyway?
That is fair. And maybe us.
You know,
Alright.
in places where the light shines the strongest, there's also a lot of shadows. I could put my ears to the ground and see if there's anyone here who is a black market.
That also would be a very good idea. Although, judging by what our friend over there mentioned, we may run into trouble with regards to trying to get involved in the local establishments.
They might not want it to allow us entrance into the black market because it'll bring attention.
Well, it could be possible with the right amount of gumption.
Are you trained in diplomacy or society, Karun?
I am
Which one?
trained in one of those. Let me pull it up.
Society, I think. Before.
I'm trained in society.
Okay. You can absolutely use your eyes of the city skill. That'll allow you to track
see anyone?
creatures, basically.
Oh, no.
The creature is human too.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well,
So, we could track our friend that we heard about, the dwarven fellow, Garsteel Flare.
it won't be hard. Just follow the empty bottles of alcohol behind them. And all the droppings and hair.
Are you speaking of a cat?
Maybe I am.
They leave droppings and hair.
That would be a fun game. Is it cat or is it dwarf?
I don't think they drink though. Why?
I'll begin to collect the empty plates and mugs off the table. I'll go ask her directions. Are you done eating that?
I will keep eating these cheese crackers for as long as they exist upon my plate.
Oh, no, take your time.
I will
take
go to
everything.
any human settlement if they feed me these cheese crackers.
Also, just a curiosity of mine. How many rooms did you all get last night?
I slept with the lizard.
gonna assume
How many
you meant
beds are in a
Rashta.
room?
I would say you could probably get like a double room. It's probably an extra gold though.
Oh, but that's still much cheaper than everything else if you get a double.
Yes?
So then I would
So
probably
probably two doubles.
So okay, so then it'd be 12 gold altogether for that first night, and then you now for going forward it'll be 4 or 5 if you use a double.
All right.
And the rewards cards.
rewards.
Rewards.
cards.
Punch cards.
Stay
all
here
right.
10 days, you get a free steak sandwich.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is the steak sandwich really a steak sandwich, or is it a synonym for something else?
What is the synonym for steak?
I don't know.
Perhaps that was a mistake of a joke.
Grab my face again.
Harun
We
says,
need to leave. We need to leave now.
I will put all of the empty cutlery onto the counter, ask for directions, and begin to lead us out of the tavern.
Sure. Okay. Very well. Are you all going to explore the city a bit?
Yes, and we will
Indeed.
do so together.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we will be entering exploration mode for you. And the way that exploration mode works essentially is for situations like this, where the group may want to take different roles amongst themselves as they explore a location or a city or what have you. You can do a bunch of different things. What would each of you like to do as your exploration activity?
I would like to make an impression because I know we are being watched.
Okay.
If there are any people that are unhoused or begging, I would like to make a donation to them. Perhaps if I have a spare cloak, offer them that instead.
Okay. Fair enough. What is everybody else doing?
I'd likely gather information, speak to some locals trying to find out perhaps if maybe someone else might know of any other work, or perhaps more information about our Garsteel Flare friend as well.
Okay. Arash?
I'll be working on sense direction while they're talking with everyone, trying to keep an eye on where we are, where we're going, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Big city,
Is it-
never been in, could be lost.
Is it possible, GM, to wield my eyes of the city backwards to see if we are being followed as the creatures?
So I think that you wouldn't be able to use that because I think that goes. You don't really know anything about anyone that is watching you or anything along those lines. So I think you have to get some information first.
All right.
That would work at probably the scout under exploration mode is the idea of watching out for danger.
Unless you would like to use that in order to find out about the Dwarven fellow, and I could perhaps find out more about the temple or something.
Yeah.
Or rumors, anything of that sort.
Yeah, I will ask around and see if anyone has heard of the Ministry of Silly Thoughts or whatever. It's the dwarven thing, who knows?
Okay, so which exploration activity are you taking?
Whichever one would let me do that. Is it
You
scouting?
can do gather information using diplomacy to canvass the area to learn about a specific individual or topic.
Uh-huh.
You can do...
Is there one that's not diplomacy that I could do this with?
Well, with Eyes of the City, you can use diplomacy or society in order to track creatures in settlements. So I'm not
Perhaps I could
sure.
use society
Yeah,
to
you can do that.
canvas. Very well, I will use society. 27. I am quite social indeed.
Okay. We're not at the rolls point yet. I wanted to learn what everybody's doing first.
Oh, sorry.
Cool. No worries.
I got excited
I
because
know,
I'm
I
very
know.
trained in it.
No worries. Okay. So I just wanted to get a feel for what everybody's doing so we can kind of figure out how all of this is happening. So Arcelia is making an impression. Yara is gathering information. Karun is, I would imagine, sort of talking with people, noticing things that are happening, the way that people interact with each other when you're around, maybe trying to eavesdrop, those kinds of things.
Definitely.
Yeah. Arashtak, you're just kind of on the lookout for danger, especially since like Maloic isn't with you guys right now. I think you're probably
Oh yes, that's a very accurate representation.
a little bit of a head on a swivel. Okay. So, okay, we got a 27 society roll from Karun. Arcelia, why don't you give me a diplomacy roll for your making an impression?
All right.
Yara, the same for diplomacy. And Arashtak, a survival roll.
Yeah, 24.
27.
Okay.
20.
Pretty good. All right. So you're going to spend a good chunk of the day kind of making your way through the city, learning a little bit about it. I'm going to give you a bunch of information because you've rolled very well. First things first. Let's see here. Yara. Too many windows. Let me close that fucking thing. Okay. Yara, you are gathering information about what specifically?
Well, I was looking for rumors and whatnot, but I might correct that and say perhaps for learning about shops and like best deals or anything like that, in order to aid our group.
Yeah. Yara, going around the city, you're finding that the prices are kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's charging way more than you're expecting for various items and things, taking a peek in these various shops. And the thing that you are learning here is that everyone's kind of got their eyes on you. You hear whispers, probably Karun, you will notice this. A lot of people talking like, secretly, and you can hear, references to your group. You hear like,
Yeah, that tall orc and the elf and the lizard and that ashen skinned person. They are new in town. I heard them come aboard. They came to the port on a ghost ship.
lots of whispers about your group. It really seems like this is that new people in a city kind of thing. You're getting taken advantage of. It seems like this is something that is very much targeted towards your group. They're like, maybe people cover up prices or something when you're like inquiring about them, and they, you might catch a glimpse here and there of like a lesser price, but the general idea here is that things are about 150% more expensive than normal.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
You learn this is a pretty big place. There's a lot of people around here, and there are a lot of shops and things. There's all different kinds of shops, and that innkeeper was probably just trying to give you the whatever idea they had for any sort of like art. Somebody to be interested in art. This place was kind of a haven for adventurers and things. Adventurers that maybe were getting themselves ready to go venture in towards Sarkoris and the World Wound. So, not really going to be a lot of art and stuff here, but you might be able to sell it. It still might very well be possible. But you've gotten kind of the lay of the land here about a few different shops. A few in particular that might catch your interest were Becca's General Store, the Forge and Anvil, the Arcane Emporium, the Enchanted Menagerie, the Alchemist's Retreat, the Bookworm's Haven, the Relic Emporium, and these are on top of the mentions from some of the from the innkeeper. The Sooth's Sacred Relics, and the Steel Flame Armory.
And out of curiosity, I feel like one thing that I would sort of want to know, and if this requires some sort of separate role later on, I also would like to know if I'm able to find anything out about anybody who sort of is in charge of the city, like a governor, a mayor, something of that sort.
There is, yeah, it's probably talked about a little bit when you all sort of convene to talk about the various things that you've found. Karun would have probably picked up on this.
Perfect.
A lot of this nonsense about this Committee of Moral Rectitude. There is a delegate that is like an elected leader. But most people are talking about this committee. And from what you've heard, it seems like there are 3 people that are in charge of this committee. Gar Steelflare, who you've already heard about from the innkeeper, Becca Rossum, and Zolavelli Sooth. 3 business owners that own 3 of the businesses that were mentioned here. It seems like this Gar fellow runs the Steel Flare Armory, Karun, from what you've picked up.
Is Gar short for something? Because this is driving me crazy. Is it Garth?
No.
Garbery? Garthew?
No.
Garsteel?
Garston, perhaps? No, just Gar. Is he a dwarf? It's a dwarf, isn't it?
It's a dwarf.
Ah, I knew it!
And let's see, Arcelia, you got yourself a 20 on your diplomacy roll. There are a lot of displaced people that live here, people that maybe lived in Sarkoris or were part of the Kelid tribes that were there. People that used to be adventurers and such. So there's a fair amount of homeless people that live here. People that are just kind of begging for money and whatnot. I think you see a lot of evidence that this place isn't as well off as you might have first thought. You get a lot of that. A lot of hints that, like, oh, this place is really in decline. Like, they don't have this overabundance of adventurers anymore. There's not people coming in to rejuvenate the economy that's going on here in the city. But there's still a lot of displaced people, and where are they going to go?
I take extra care with each of these people that I talk to. Not only do I offer them some charity, but I offer them conversation. Ask them about who they are, what they've been through, trying to humanize them.
A lot of talk of demons and horrific events. The landscape of Sarkoris is a little bit similar, I think, to like the Grand Canyon, and it's kind of like it just has a lot of plateaus and canyons, and the land has kind of been like cracked apart from the world wound, and even with its ceiling, there are still demons about. So you would have heard a lot about that, I think, and people losing families and members of their tribes and stuff like that. So there's people that are, I guess, the equivalent of like veterans, you know? There's a lot of people that are maybe missing limbs and such, that have been through it.
I would like to ask one of them, in particular, if I seem to resonate with them and there might be some softness in the conversation and some understanding and compassion. I would like to gently ask them, is there any, forgive my ignorance, I simply do not know, is there any connection between the demons and tieflings? Essentially, I want to see if it'll be dangerous for Malavik.
Yeah, there's tieflings around town. You would definitely see them. They're not nearly as populous as the humans that are here, but there's a lot of mixed race tieflings that are here. That might even be one of the people that you run into. You can see that they probably have half of their face is kind of been roughly scarred. Their eye has been put out. They would have two horns, but one of them has been pretty badly mangled. The horn itself is must have been ripped out. Is the only way you can really imagine what remains being the cause of it. And they're just kind of loosely covered in some cloth and just trying to, I guess, stay warm. As it's not snowing right now, but there's probably like a very like cold breeze. I think it's not quite spring yet.
I will shrug off one of my furs and wrap it around them. It's alright, I run hot.
What are you doing?
Just trying to keep another person warm.
Well, why? I don't know you.
It's alright. A little bit of kindness didn't end the world.
You're not from here, are you?
No. I'm from very far away.
Thank you for this kindness.
I was hoping that I could ask you a question in exchange.
Speak it.
I have a friend. He is also not from around here. We have heard talk of demons. He is a tiefling.
What is your question?
My question is, should he be afraid? Are there forces here that might hurt you, might hurt him? Prejudices, unkindness.
Looks around a bit worriedly.
Of course there are. They don't treat demonkin well, yeah? Not at all.
I suspected as such. the world judges too quickly. I'm sorry for any trouble that you've been through.
Can Karun hear this? Am I near you? Am I near enough to hear this conversation?
If you want.
Who doesn't treat you very well?
Most that make their way through.
Is there any particular type of person who doesn't treat you very well? Perhaps a squat little person with lots of hair?
I think what my friend means to say is perhaps the council. We've heard of a few people that are in charge. Becca, Suruth, Gar.
The committee. Not them in particular, I suppose.
Karun looks absolutely defeated. Fine. Walks away.
I know of whom you speak, though. They are strange. I've heard rumors. There were rumors of some sort of test. They performed some sort of test, is what I've heard. Test for evil.
Like to detect evil?
I don't know. They haven't targeted the tieflings in particular, but there are adventurers that make their way through here every now and again. I've heard rumor of them testing them. I'd be on your guard.
They might try to test us.
City has eyes. And ears all around.
Well, I don't want to get you into any trouble, but if you are hungry, I'll reach into my backpack and pull out a ration.
The stomach immediately just sort of react upon seeing food.
I'll put it into both of their hands and hold my hand on theirs. Oh, please, careful, slow down. You will make yourself sick if you eat too quickly.
Completely ignore what you say, just devouring it.
Thank you. And I will leave.
Just kind of nodding their head.
And I will share what I've learned with the others.
Orashtak, rolled a 24 on your survival check. Yeah, there's definitely people watching you. You can pick up on the obvious. People chatting, talking, pointing, stuff like that. But with the 24 survival here, I think you notice that's just the surface. That's like obvious talk for anybody that's new, that's in town or what have you, right? Any small town that you would go to, if somebody new shows up, everybody's talking about them. This is a big place. This is a very bustling kind of city. So that's just the surface. There's also figures that you might catch here and there, watching you, maybe following you.
Whenever there's someone following us, I do kind of mutter it under my breath near our Celia. And make very basic, the black hooded one, the one wearing with the gold bangle on the left ear, things like that. I'll make sure to give as much description as I can while keeping it vague enough that if someone else is listening, they may not know.
Whenever we are followed, I will position myself towards the rear so that I'm between them and the rest of my companions.
Okay.
I don't take any other action other than that, though.
Same.
Very well. Where to? You've spent most of the day kind of learning about these various shops and things, and you've kind of figured out that you're being overcharged. What do you all do?
Perhaps we should have a little discussion on how we would like to move forward. Go over to the inn, get a little bit of lunch, and discuss.
I think, for one, I am absolutely in favor of this plan. Also, if we are being overcharged by people here in the city, it might behoove us to look for some places who might be sympathetic to, us. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Yes.
All right, to the inn then. We will discuss this over food.
All right.
And cheese crackers.
I think we have a good idea of where to go next after that, then, yes? I would like to see if we can get some supplies before we head out. And
Indeed.
he said they were charging us.
A markup of about 150%.
Could either of you convince those we deal with otherwise?
I can try.
Since
We could also see if we can convince someone to buy things for us as well. But I don't know how that would go.
Yes.
We need to make a friend. I think that would be the first best option.
I think the innkeeper likes you.
Really?
I meant Celia.
Oh.
He tried to choke you. That's not normally a
Yeah,
kindness.
Well, some
Definitely
people
not.
do that as a sign of affection.
No, that's probably
but
right.
that blocks the airwaves.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Arashtak, let me introduce you to something called a kink.
Yes, my tail gets that sometimes. I need to work it through it in the mornings if I sleep wrong.
I'll lean over to Arashtak and give a textbook definition of what a kink is.
Karun is
In the
already gone.
Why?
Karun, there's an alchemy shop.
Can't hear you.
Oh,
Well, if that is Karun's thing, I will not judge. I just do not understand.
well,
Make our way back to the inn.
Very well. You start heading back to the inn. Making your way through the square. The inn is kind of like just off the main square. As the streets begin to widen to form like a path around a plaza, there at the center of the plaza there's like a metal sculpture, and you can all kind of recognize this as a sculpture of Iomide on a stone plinth. She's holding her sword high, and as if ready to call down divine justice on any evildoers who dare enter the plaza. However, Arashtak, you begin to notice some of those figures that you noticed before sort of cropping up in some alleys nearby. They've started to surround you.
We are in the process of being surrounded by those following us.
do we think perhaps it is this committee that would like to test us of some sort?
Test as in a cost because we are not in their moral purview?
A chance?
Whatever it is, we should stick together.
Agreed.
3 of these figures are dressed in old Mendevian armor. And they step into the square to intercept you. One of whom has a hand on the hilt of his sword.
Stop there. In the name of the Committee of Moral Rectitude, I command you to leave Egede at once.
Is it the dwarf who is making this demand?
It is not. It is a
Jim?
human.
Oh, even better.
I will.
What are you saying to me? I cannot understand your language. Hello, I am Karun. You are...
You are speaking the same language.
I can't understand the word he's saying.
Karen, perhaps we let Arcelia take this one. I will place a hand on Arcelia and cast guidance.
I will sweep into a deep and graceful bow, utilizing my courtly graces. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Marcelia, emissary of the Burning Sun clan. To whom am I speaking to? And who issues this order?
I am Riago.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Riago.
I wish I could say the same.
Why do you say that?
We all know that your group has made their way to Egede, our safe city guarded by Iomide. You have ventured here to cause some sort of disturbance. Tell the truth!
As a representative of the Burning Sun clan, it is my sworn duty to say nothing but the truth. We stand here in the plaza, overseen by your deity. Isn't it the belief that any wicked that enter her presence here would be smited under her divine fury? We have not. We do not mean trouble. We are passing through.
You are enemies of all that is good and decent. And we know that you are demonic agents. You are here to spread your sin in this innocent city.
Just nudge the lizard. What's he saying?
Stupid, ignorant things.
I would like to speak to your committee. This seems like prejudice on unbased grounds. What proof do you have? We have been nothing but courteous. And we enjoy being guests of Mendev.
We all know that you have arrived to our port city on some sort of ghostly ship, a pirate ship, if some are believed.
We came here on a ship, and it is gone. We made shore with a rowboat.
Please make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
+1.
30.
They sort of like look at each other. Heard it's a pirate ship. Well,
It seems that it might not have been. Just stay quiet. What of your strange traveling companions? The ones from the frozen north.
They are researchers.
They are nosy strangers to our fair city.
Your city is rich and vibrant with great lore. It is only natural for someone to have questions and inquire on it, especially those of the scholarly sort.
Please make another diplomacy check.
I am quite cool during this conversation. This is literally what I've been trained to do. 22.
Very well. Then why don't you tell us about those strange markings of yours?
Their eyes sort of like all furrow, and you can see them searching all of you, trying to find your marks, whether they be hidden or shown.
Mine is shown.
Well, we would be happy to, would we not? Just being accosted in the middle of the square is not really the best for conversation.
And yet here we are.
We could easily migrate this somewhere where we could have privacy together and discuss it.
I think not. We'll have this information here, or you'll leave the city.
I'll look at Arcelia.
We have traveled much of the world through means which are magic. In all honesty, we do not know why we bear this mark. We woke up with it.
Please make another diplomacy check.
And I am not lying to you. I will re-roll that. 18. 20.
They all kind of like laugh at your response. Woke up with it. And as you're all talking, Arashtak, you notice another figure off to the side. There is a push cart in front of him, and an older male dwarf stands atop this cart's cargo. A large metal crate with a hatch facing the plaza. Like the other members of this committee, you see them wearing a burnished plate mail of a Mendevian crusader. He has gray beard, and it's been plaited into formal braids, threaded through silver rings.
Old!
He shouts at both you and the others.
You've been observed by the Committee for Moral Rectitude. And you must now stand trial. We keep Egede safe from lingering demonic influences. And myself and the other fellow committee heads believe that you are sinners that have come to sow discord here in Egede.
They let the human on the council head.
This is a dwarf.
Oh, yeah, all right, that makes sense. I can't understand a word he's saying.
Are these the city-hired authorities or vigilantes?
Yes, they seem like bullies, do they not?
Should I do something? I ask Arcelia under my breath.
I am still waiting to know under whose orders that these have been directed to us.
I think it is the dwarf that may be the one that was spoken of there in the cart. He seems to command the authority of them.
It's known that evil bears the seeds of its own downfall. So if you are consumed here today, your guilt is proven. If the evil does not kill you, then you are free to go.
And with that, he kicks open the chest to let the evil out. And why don't we move over here?
And we can't get a day's break.
Let's move you over here.
I hate this place.
Indeed.
I just want to sell fucking paintings. I've been carrying them for 30 episodes.
I know, buddy. I know.
Oh, the dwarf.
I don't want to fight people. I want to sell them.
The dwarf is opening the pain bod, a box of torment. Oh, we are all of
Is it the
shock
boo
now.
box?
We are all surprised. Look at my surprised face.
So.
We are rolling initiative.
As he kicks open the chest, you see this black sort of ooze spill out. It begins to expand and grow in this large, sort of amorphous shape. And let's now have you roll initiative. Please
Hate
select your
that.
tokens first. And let's show chat what they're dealing. Okay.
Malefic is not here with us.
Also, I have a +2 circumstance bonus to perception checks made as initiative rolls.
You also have a +1 from Arashtak's
Yes. I will add that to 28.
exploration. Yeah, so everybody make sure you click on your initiative number in the turn order window there and just add a +1 because you might need it.
Yes, considering our tank has no armor.
Yep. Hee hee.
Okay.
You know what I do have though? Rewards card.
This should be interesting. Alrighty. Let's roll for this as well. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
And you actually, what's hilarious is you actually all rolled and it's in the correct order on the turn order list, which is amazing.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
As the cart spills over and this ooze-like substance begins to spill out in front of you. And yes, Malavik is not here. Sorry, let's get rid of him. Arashtak, it is your turn.
Yes. Now I'm double checking one thing here to see.
Is he going to sing Toxic Love by any chance?
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Buku overtime.
Ah, it is Radius. Wonderful. Rashtak has been waiting for this. He's hated their words. He has not enjoyed their company. And so, he is going to cause all of them a problem. Stinking Cloud, my newest spell. It has a 20-foot burst, which is a radius, 40-foot diameter.
Okay.
I would like to place it. Let's see. Ah, yes, that's perfect. Look at that. I'm putting it. The center will be right here.
Okie dokie. And that is a 40-foot radius, you said?
20-foot radius.
20-foot
so if I
radius,
put it,
okay.
yeah, if I put it here, it'll go
Yeah.
all the way to that and all the way back to them.
Okay.
I begin to summon up.
I will point out, it does look
Please.
like they've kind of stepped back as this whatever.
Oh,
evil...
I'm very aware
Yeah.
of this
Okay.
choice they
Yeah.
made.
Sure. Excellent.
I am not pleased with this city at all. I've had a very bad couple of days.
Oh, I have an FX marker that's known as Death Cloud. We'll use that.
That's the upgraded version of Stinking Cloud, so that fits.
Okay. 20-foot radius, so that is 8 squares, and I probably want to make this grid a different color because I cannot
Yes,
see
and I
it.
was putting it here, right in front of him,
Yeah.
the center.
There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can put it right here if you like, or you can. Here, let me move it to the back. If you
It's
put it-
20 feet out in every direction from the corner of the square you choose.
Okay.
So, I guess it would be 4 squares out from here. That's where I wanted to put it, diagonal to him.
Okay.
Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted.
Okay. Fair enough.
Stink bugs crawl out from my robes and begin to sprint and fly to that spot. Hundreds upon hundreds of them, all spewing this gas.
Okie dokie.
And I believe it doesn't do anything until the end of their turn. So I don't seem to notice anything until it kind of gets greener and greener.
Okay.
And then I do that, and 10, 15, 20, 25. I run over here.
Very well. Hold on. I need to now add them to the initiative.
They made choices.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. However, they will not get their turn until the next round. Because they were trying to watch and see what happened.
Because of the
Yeah.
stubby little legs.
I think, well, I'll leave that to GM discretion, but that would be an entire round in that cloud, even though their turn has not come up.
Okay. And let's see. This is a...
That's not a DC 14, that is a lie, that is a DC 22.
Okay.
It doesn't like to do that if it's out of my tradition, even though I can use that if it's on my witch spell list, which it is, so... There we are.
Okey-dokey.
I'll post it again just for that. That's the correct one.
Fortitude. Okay. Fail.
Oh.
And that is sickened 1.
Sickened 1 and slowed while in the cloud in general.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's all of it is in the cloud. I don't know why it says otherwise, but because it's checked every round. But okay, that's a success. Sickened.
Okay, 3
All right.
fails and 1 success. Okay.
All of them are sickened 1 while they're in here, and 3 of them are slowed in addition while in the cloud.
Okie dokie. Sickened 1. And slowed 1, you said?
Yes, all the failed have a slowed 1.
Gotcha. Okay. Yara, it's your turn.
Well, upon seeing this creature just...
You can all hear them, by the way. Sorry, because I figure it might affect your turn at all. Like hacking up their lungs, essentially. And you can hear one of them, probably the same one that initially talked to you, yell out and say, "Guy, you were right. They are
performing some sort of evil magic.
Quick question before Yara goes. The pudding, that thing right there, I'm assuming that does not need to make a save?
Yeah, I'm double checking on that right now. I think that is correct. It does not, but let me just double check.
Yeah, it's a poison trait, so if it had immunity to poison, then no. If it doesn't, then I think it would be affected. It doesn't say you need lungs.
It does make it, so...
All right. It is still sickened, though.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well, I will go ahead, upon seeing this creature move in front of Arcelia, channel my oracular curse, casting Vision of Weakness upon the creature. I am to learn its weakness, if it has any, as well as its lowest saving throw.
Okie dokie. That's the wrong one. No weaknesses. Lowest saving throw is a reflex.
Target its reflexes, darlings!
Very well.
And from there, I will go ahead. I have 2 actions left here, do I? I have a +2 to an attack on it, so I am just going to go ahead and launch some needle darts towards it. I will wave my hand over my rapier with a +2 to the needle darts attack, attacking this creature for a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Beautiful.
That's what kind of damage?
Cold iron.
Mm-hmm. It's piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if it's a crit, there's more, but I assume there's not a crit with the 28.
No, it is a crit.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So they take 3 persistent bleed damage as well, if it does bleed.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
So it would be a crit, but this creature in particular is immune to crits.
Oh, very interesting. Well then, 14 damage it is. And that is my turn.
As you hit it, Arcelia, you can see the needles sort of making like ripples in its strange viscous form, and they start to tear a hole in this thing, and from that hole you can see it begin to split apart.
Oh, fuck. That is my turn.
Arcelia, it's your turn.
Alright, I'll start off with an exploit vulnerability to do an esoteric roll on this. 25.
25 is not a success, I think. Let me just double check. This is a weird one. Nope, that's a success.
Alright. Highest weakness, you had said it has no weaknesses. Then I will activate my personal antithesis. I reach into my component pouch and I pull out a handful of flour. I begin to smear it onto my hatchet.
Hey.
I see
What?
what you're doing there. Yes, I see.
It's absolutely wonderful. Amazing.
Thank you. And I... Time to hit. Wow, that's not one.
That is a nat 1. I think you just kind of slip in some of the snow. It's just a complete whiff.
Oh, fuck. I try to swing back with the momentum. 14, that's a miss.
Yeah, I was checking to see. Oh, Ooh, shit. Okay. 14, you said?
A 16 out of 14.
16 and a 14. Okay. So the 16 was a natural 1, which means it's an automatic fail. The 14 is actually a hit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it will take 9 plus 5 damage, 14 total.
Got it. Just out of curiosity, I gotta check on something real quick because this might be pretty bad. Hold on. It might be bad for Yara, actually.
Malavik is out, and then we TPK, you know. And then he comes back, and we're just all dead in the square.
I gotta do a quick look up. Yara, how much? We themed this to be Adronus's rapier, was how you are using these needle darts. I gotta find the hit points on a rapier.
Oh.
Oh no.
Because you would have noticed as the needle darts returning, there's some sizzling and bad sort of that burning metal smell.
Does it matter if they are magical?
It doesn't mention that in this creature's special ability. And
Because
I'm
I'm
not
not sure if it's because it doesn't take the weapon and actually attack with it. It's
The description for yours says it gets needles out of a piece of metal in your possession. So to me that reads as like shavings.
right, but it is still damage that's being done to this because any of the shavings that are going into this creature are being dissolved. So I am looking up how much thin iron or steel has a hardness of 5, hit points of 20.
It is cold iron, at least.
Huh?
That might be different.
Okay. Let's see here.
According to rules, cold iron has 30 HP per inch of thickness, hardness 10.
Yeah, that's what I was going off of. Okay. This could be bad. Okay. The Rapier of Dronus takes 8 damage. And what this means basically is the hardness is 5. So through you basically it only takes 3 damage to its 20 HP. But you can see like as it's sort of reforming, like the little slivers of steel that have been taken from it, launched out. There's some bubbling, and you see that acrid smell coming up from it.
yes, you would see a look of pure devastation on my face.
Arcelia, roll me a D2, please.
2.
Okie dokie. Oops, I just moved that by accident. Where was it? It was like right there. Let's make that a map layer. Okay. Because I need to decide where it's split goes, and it's gonna go right here.
I know the shape there. How are the size descriptions? Is it exactly the same? Is it 2 smaller ones?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Visually, yeah.
I'm checking. They are identical. same space as the original, and the other is moves to an adjacent space. But yeah, same size.
Okay.
Do they seem structurally weaker?
They're thinner, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Like a
that's
little
what
bit
more
thinner?
I was
Yeah.
asking.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Same height, a little thinner.
Yep. And Arcelia, that means you will strike at this one, just to the north of you. And as you hit it, Arcelia, please make a reflex save.
All right. 23.
Ooh, that's good. Arcelia, you maybe can smell like an acrid smell coming from this thing, and as you strike with your hatchet, you try to be especially quick. And you maybe can see like some pock marks on the surface of your hatchet, where it is sunk into this creature, but it definitely is not good. Whatever this thing is made out of, it's definitely acidic in nature, and it's trying to eat your weapon. You do see like a chunk fall off of it as you hit it.
Be careful, friends. It's eating away at our weapons. That's my turn.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. This is a slashing weapon?
Yep.
Never mind. Nothing falls off. You can't tell like you did anything to it.
No. Do I still do the 14 damage?
What kind of damage is your esoteric nonsense?
It's considered magical.
Okay.
The hatchet itself
Is slashing.
is... Yes.
Okay, so it just says
axe.
magical for this damage, whatever it is?
Yeah, here's the wall of text.
Okay.
So the very last one, personal antithesis. Sorry, hold on.
It's treated as a custom weakness, so...
Oh, sorry, you said it's a success. So under success, the last sentence says, your weapon strikes against a creature also become magical if they weren't already.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, so maybe there's some minor damage that you see. How much is the magical damage?
So that would have been 5 magical damage.
Okay. And as you hit it, it splits again.
That's fair. I do want to make note of the language in this. It does say your unarmed and weapon strikes become magical. Not just that little bit of damage. The whole strike becomes magical.
That's true.
In that, so I think it would be all 14, not the 5.
I don't know how the damage works in Pathfinder, if the slashing damage is completely eclipsed by this magical damage or not.
What you say, the strike.
Yeah,
so.
what you say makes sense. But I don't know that magical just overrides the slashing, and it does matter. Any Pathfinder wizards in here happen to know, like, for something like this, does that magical damage just wipe out slashing? Does it just become magical as opposed to any slashing? It is important for this.
Yes.
If you don't know, if we don't have a definitive answer, I will say that it will just retain this magical stuff. It's magical damage.
Because a strike is the strike action.
Right.
So
it's like an
it
attack.
would say like your strike becomes magical,
Right.
not
Makes
just...
sense.
Yeah.
Nope, just when it's exactly clarified. So it seems like it is exactly clarified.
Yes, it says the strike becomes magical. That's very specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So then,
Yeah.
That would be 14 magical slashing damage.
Okay. Alrighty. You take a chunk out of this thing, and this flour that you've coated your hatchet with, you can see it sort of thicken this pudding-like substance as you strike.
Ugh. That's my turn.
Okay. Karun, it's your turn.
You know what I'm going to do.
I never do.
Everyone here knows what I'm going to do. I've seen with my very eyes this horrible little dwarf unleashing an awful plague upon these poor innocent people. Is there any bystanders?
It doesn't appear so.
Wow, we're really all cornered alone in the whole city with no one watching this farce? The dwarven farce? Very well. Then I will take my alchemist fire, pop open the top, and just slam it down at the closest, how do I... Oh, gods.
And there are 3 now, right?
There are
That
2.
one.
There are 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the last one split, but I guess it didn't.
It was
did
with the
not.
magic damage.
It did not. All right.
Meh. It takes fire damage from the splash.
So I just want to be clear. You said that you were smashing it down on the ground, so you're intentionally just trying to do an area of effect attack here. Okay.
Splash damage.
Okay. Very well. And you are... I'm assuming you're just doing it up here.
I was trying to get it in between these two, right there.
Sure. It's just the way that you described it was that you were just smashing it down on the ground, so I wanted to clarify. Okay, so you're going to throw it then.
Is it really that far? It's just a...
It's 10 feet. It is a throw.
Yeah, you got to throw it.
All right, then I will throw it.
Okay.
At the ground.
Sure. You throw it
Not
at
at them.
The fire just kind of like spreads out from where it lands. This napalm-like substance lands, and you can see it like this horrible, like green black smoke just pouring out thick. Like you don't want to smell this stuff. Whatever is emanating off of these creatures.
Like a tire fire.
Yeah, it's horrific. Okay.
I will also, with my little elven eyes, try to see where the box that they came from, the box from whence this creature comes. Is it still around here somewhere?
Yeah, so there is like this creature that's to the north of you here is kind of like partly on this wheelbarrow that got turned over when the chest was opened.
Mm-hmm.
So
when the dwarf opened the chest, let's not use passive language here.
Sure.
When the dwarf unleashed this vile creature upon the unsuspecting citizens of Egede.
Sure.
It is still there on the ground.
You can't see it.
Right. I would like to use in my next little piece of my turn to try to see it. Do you think I could move this way to look for it?
You can definitely make a perception check.
Will I have to move?
You can make a perception check from where you are. It took you one. Right. It took you one action to throw your bomb.
Right.
And you still have 2 actions remaining, so you can move and you can sort of take a perception check if you want to do that.
I will move to here, and I will perceive of the 24.
Still can't see it.
Right.
You can make an assumption. You think it's probably inside this creature to the north here.
Ah, I see. All right. I will just back over my shoulder to the lizard, just say, put it back in the box. Put it in the box where it came from. The box from whence it came.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Why not just blow it up?
I don't know if we can.
It's getting smaller.
Right. It's still on fire. Is it making any noise? It's like.
Yeah, it's horrible. Arcelia and Yara are right next to these things. You just hear this horrible. And you don't know where it's coming from either. There's no mouth.
I love the smell of alchemist fire in the morning. I will take cover and that is my turn. Or I will just be here and that is my turn.
Okay. The Black Pudding's turn. Okay. It's time for some fun.
I don't know. I liked Oozy Oozeborn. That's what I named it in our little note section.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Very good.
Okay. Let's see. I like to go top to bottom, left to right, usually when I do this stuff. This thing right here to the north is going to go first. And let's see. Oh, that could be fun. We could do that. Could do that. A pseudopod extends outward and will reach towards. Let's find out. Let's roll for some fun. Oh, it can move. It can do that. It can take a step. Can do that. That might be fun. Yeah, let's do that. It's gonna take a 5-foot step that way. And now I get to roll for 3 people instead of 2. Let's see who it could be. It is Arcelia. Arcelia, a pseudopod reaches out towards you.
I'm not wearing armor.
This is a 25 to hit.
24 to hit. Second.
Right, thank you.
That's a crit.
Ooh.
Yep.
Shit.
No armor.
That's not good. That's so bad. Okay. 15 bludgeoning damage, which will be 30 bludgeoning damage. And as like the pseudopod like launches outwards and it hits you probably right in the sternum, Arcelia, and as it does so, it spreads around your arms and will grab you. Also, I need to have you make a fortitude save.
$30.
Okay.
You could treat it as a 31, depending on how you want to do it.
Okay, so that is just a regular success. You're not going to take the acid damage here, but you could definitely feel it, like on your skin. It hurts, and you are currently grabbed. Then it will pseudopod towards one of the others. Let's see who. This will be towards Karun.
It doesn't have to be.
That is a 27 to hit.
It does hit, but it does not crit.
Okay, that is for 14 bludgeoning damage. And this pseudopod hits you probably in the stomach, and then as it does so, it begins to spread around, and you are also grabbed.
Ugh.
Okay. Let's see. I need you to make a fortitude save for me, please, Karun.
21.
Uh-oh.
It is 22 with sickened.
Not enough. You also take 3 acid damage.
Ow! Right.
And sorry, do 5-foot step, 2 of those. Yep, that is it for its turn. And you, Yara, you can see these pseudopods basically wrapped around Arcelia and Karun. Let's add this just for effect. Okay. Then the other one will... oh, and it also does take fire damage. -4. And then we've got to roll a d20. See if it goes away. Natural 20. Fire goes out on the one to the north. Okay, this other one is about to... It doesn't... Yeah, I wouldn't know that. It will... go here. Sort of undulates and rolls along the ground. You can see bits of snow get like picked up by this thing. It leaves a trail in the snow along the ground. And
was that a stride or a step?
That was a stride.
I'll respond.
Okay, you are grabbed.
Yep. I basically get to make a attack of opportunity
Okay.
with my action.
Can you do that when you are grabbed?
I think so. With grabbed,
Flat-footed and immobilized. Mobilized. You can't use any action with the move trait. Yep, you're okay.
all right. Hatchet. Pya! 26.
Okay. Now,
15 magical damage.
okay, got it. You see the flower sort of get like taken off of the hatchet as you strike into it, hardening bits of it, and a very cheesecake-like slice slides off.
Disgusting.
And they said that was 15 damage.
Yes.
Okay. It will move there, and it doesn't like that. It's gonna pseudopod you.
Okay.
That is a 29 to hit.
That's a crit.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget your armor, y'all.
34 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And please make a fortitude save. It's an 18.
Oh, I'm gonna save my hero point. That's an 18.
Okay, that is a fail. You take 9 acid damage as well.
I go down, but then I get back up because of orc stuff.
Nobody do the song. Nobody do it. Okay. You...
I'm at 1 hit point on the ground.
You don't... I think you sort of tough it out. You don't fall to the ground.
Correct.
Yeah. You're not prone. It says you refuse to fall from your injuries. Yeah, Arcelia, it feels like something important just got hit by this pseudopod, just striking you. Probably I would imagine on your side someplace, maybe hit your liver or something like that. It's just brutal. You know that it was bad where you just got hit. These are all bruising injuries, right? So it's just you feel that that internal damage more than see any sort of actual slices or cuts or anything like that. Cannot grab you since you are already grabbed, which is a plus, but it will try and pseudopod Yara now with its second attack. Luckily, that is a natural 1, a 14. Miss Yara.
I'll fucking take it.
Yara, you see what it does to Arcelia. You're immediately expecting this other pseudopod to strike at you, and you're already dodging out of the way after seeing Arcelia get hit so hard. you can probably, she like does that anime thing where she like coughs up the blood, oh
my god.
And that is it for its turn. And let's see, we need to do a d20 roll. It fails, so the fire stays on. Okay. This is still that first round. The committee loyalists just are hacking uncontrollably in this horrible stink cloud that Arashtak has farted out with his stink bugs. Gar Steelflare will start the top of the round off, and he will just exit the cloud. See if he actually picks the right direction.
Yes, it is concealment.
Yeah.
Obscured.
One, two. Should I do this? 5. He's gonna run this way. Out of the cloud. Okay. You just hear him like coughing up. He's going to spend his turn trying to get rid of the sickness.
He has one action remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think it's just you use the action to retch and that's it.
Yep.
I don't believe there's a roll.
Okay. Then he is going to get rid of the sickness. It's his turn. Arashtak, it's your turn.
Are we dealing with the creature or them too? I look to the rest of the group. I did that to keep them away.
I think we have more immediate problems. My eyes are just darting between these two. Help.
God, can I tell which one looks a little thinner?
They're pretty close.
Okay. Which one was Arcelia attacking? That's maybe a better question.
The one on the south is on fire. That makes you...
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Was the one to the north the one they were attacking more?
Yeah. You've seen... It's kind of hard to keep track.
I guess it's been both,
it's
yeah.
liquid. But
True.
you do see that the one to the north does has the 2 pseudopods that are currently grabbing Arcelia and Karun.
Fair enough. Well then, I look to them, see how Arcelia is, immediately cast Life Boost upon Arcelia. Beginning of your turn, you will heal 6 for 4 rounds. And then I call in to my patron to cast a new spell that I've received in a vision upon the southernmost creature. Chilling Darkness, which I will re-roll that attack roll, I think. And is that using... Why are you not... It never does these right, and it annoys the hells out of me.
You did roll a 3, I think?
I rolled a 3, but that should be a plus 12 to hit, not a plus 8.
Okay.
So I guess, well, when you
I would check your conditions, because if I think the conditions don't get like reset properly.
Correct, I have none. It shows correct, it just didn't do it right on the spell, because of course it didn't. That's a roll 20 problem.
So that should be a 13, is what you're getting at.
It should be a
it's adding
plus
8.
4. So it should be plus 4 more. It should be a 15.
So 15. Okay, a 15 is a hit.
Oh, okay, right. Oh yes, I guess because it is still sickened as well. All right. Well then, it takes 21 cold damage, and if it happens to, for some horrific reason, be celestial, it takes another 15.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't think so either.
A celestial black pudding.
Maybe. All right, well, Then it takes 21 cold damage as this. It looks like I'm about to cast another ray of frost, but it begins to drip in darkness, and it's a lot thicker and more viscous as it flies out.
You see the spell explode as it hits the black pudding. You see bits of this thing fly off, and as they do, they fall to the ground, shatter the pieces that fall off.
Good. I do want to make note, just in case, that was not in line of sight of any of them. This mist obscures the warden from that spell.
Okay.
Just because it looked particularly evil. Because it was.
It literally has the evil tag.
It has the evil tag. Listen, the Mosquito Queen is fine. She's fine and we love her very much. She's not evil.
Evil is just misunderstood, okay?
Thank you, you gets it.
I gets it.
Evil is unleashing a dark black pudding upon the innocent civilians of Egede.
That is my turn.
Okay. Yara, it's your turn.
Seeing Arcelia in the condition that she is, I will pull forth my curse even further, casting lifelink upon both her and Karun, healing both of them for 4 points of healing at first, and I will be taking 5 points of damage for each of them if they get hit in a round. From there, a couple of options. Firstly, does it look as though Arcelia has a shield at all?
I do, but
You do.
You get the sense that without my armor, the shield is not gonna really help very much.
All right. Well, that took one action, so for the next 2, I am going to go ahead and then cast... I do... You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and do battle medicine here on Arcelia. Let's go ahead and see. That's a 28 for 20 points of healing in the turn.
Very nice.
And I still have 1 turn left, so I will use my exemption in order to go ahead and continue working on her, utilizing my daily exception for battle medicine.
So normally I just kind of let this go because I don't want to take up too much time with it, but I'm so curious. How do you think you apply the battle medicine to Arcelia, who is currently
freaking the fuck out!
currently grabbed by this weird black pudding sinews? Yeah, how are you doing this?
In my head, I'm just my headcanon for you, Faye. You just grab my wounds and you just start licking them. That's just how I imagine it.
Why not?
Well, I'm not sure if that's how that actually works. But, well, at first you'd see my curse is outpouring. It's stretched into my face. I'm freaking the fuck out. I see that she's taken this immense amount of damage, and I reach into my herb pouch, and I just start slamming yarrow and stuff onto things where she's taken hits, and I'm accelerating the healing with my magic as well.
All right.
So, the second roll. I'm going to re-roll with a hero
Natural
point.
Oh, speaking of which, Chad, I just thought I'd interject this. I'm going to give you 2 extra healing hero points because Faye, the person behind Yara, went beyond overboard and figured out, using various resources online, items that the group might be interested in picking up for each of them, and categorized them all, and went ahead and did all this crazy extra work to help everybody out. I just want to mention that and how awesome Faye is as a human. So thank you.
We like Faye a lot.
So now everybody knows I'm a dork. Anyway, 22 points of healing.
We're playing role-playing games online. Of course we're all dorks.
Literally cosplayed as these characters.
Ooh. So, yes,
that's never break character.
That is another 22 points of healing, and my turn.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Yara. Okay. And you can do the battle medicine twice to the same person, right?
Yes, indeed. I have an exception with my
Bullshit.
my medic background.
Arcelia, it's your turn.
Ow. I swing at...
Life boost at the beginning of the turn?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so I heal
Sorry about
6. This goes down by 1. Fuck. I try to swing as hard as I can at the one up here with my hatchet. 32?
Oh, 32. I mean, it would be great. It'd be great if it could be crit, but it can't. Yeah, okay.
So that's gonna be 14 damage magical.
Excellent. You said the one to the north?
Yes, this one here.
Okay, yep. You are grabbed.
Which
but-
means I'm flat-footed. I've already applied it to my character sheet.
Okay.
So I can't move, but I can swing.
Yep.
Second action, I will swing again at the same one.
Okie dokie. That is another hit.
That's 15 damage to that one.
Just all this viscous black goo that's been it went from a pudding-like consistency to more cheesecake-like consistency after you hit it, and just these chunks are flying off.
Is it bad that I still want cheesecake even though you described it in such a
A
fashion?
little bit.
I'm right there with you. Last action, I'll do it again.
I do love a cheesecake, so I understand.
Yeah, these are monster rolls.
Yeah, these are really good.
Keep it up, please.
There's a penalty the more you keep attacking on your turn in this game. So to still get a 20 on attack number 3 is pretty friggin' good. Yes, that is another hit.
So that will be for 8, 9, 10, 13 damage.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you've taken like a big chunks out of this thing. It's still up. Still got you. Haroon.
I like... Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. You want to say?
As I'm attacking after the orc ferocity has kicked in, my muscles are bulging. You can see that my veins are popping. The blood that I have been coughing up just oozes down my chin. It's purple, pink in color. And I am in a frenzy now.
Ooh.
That's my turn.
Amazing. Okay. Haroon, it's your turn.
Is it possible to? I know that this is gonna how this will sound, but so given the fact that I am an alchemical savant and I can identify alchemical items quickly, since I am now covered in one, is it possible to identify what this is and perhaps glean any kind of tactical information from this?
Yeah, I think go ahead and make a crafting check.
Ooh, with a +2. Oh, no, if you have the formula.
32?
Yeah. This is a black pudding. This is a mindless ooze creature. You definitely think you could use this as some kind of alchemical reagent, but you definitely don't want it alive.
All right. Do I have experienced anything like this before, or know anybody who has?
I'll leave that up to you with a 32 on your roll here, but because you did, I think that was a crit. Hold on, let me just double check. Either it was a crit or you missed it by 1. You missed it by 1.
Oh, come
Its
on.
DCs are lowered by 1 because of sickened.
Okay, sure. So that'll be a crit.
It does say DCs.
Sure.
Yeah!
Yeah, so what I'll tell you then is I'll tell you everything it's immune to. It is immune to acid, critical hits, mental damage, piercing damage, precision, slashing, unconscious, and visual. So any of those tags showing up in any spells or any abilities that you use against it do not work.
All right. But fire is working, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good. I will relay this information to the team. And I will try to become ungrappled by it. What do I make? A fortitude?
No, so this will be either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Oh no. We sure about that?
I am positive.
Right.
Okay, 17 is unfortunately not enough.
It is not possible to smash the napalm, the alchemist fire, on top of the little spindly tendril that is grabbing me.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. It's not going to have the mechanical effect, I think, that you're hoping for.
Right. Then I will do that.
Okay.
And he is now on fire.
Okay. Shh.
Let me go! You won't do it! Ha ha! Unless you want to be on fire! And that is my turn.
Okie dokie. The Black Pudding's turn. Uh-oh. Here we go. It will now constrict those it has grappled.
Ugh.
Okie dokie. I need fortitude saves from Karun and Arcelia.
$19.
Fails.
15.
Actually, one critical fail.
It would be a 16 if that changes anything.
Nope. Still a critical fail.
Figured I'd check.
Yeah,
I'm
DC.
saving my hero point for when I'm about to die. Because the
Not a bad
chances of that's
plan.
really high.
Not a bad plan. Okay, so each of you, we're gonna take the bludgeoning damage, and then the acidic damage is for the fortitude save. Okay. This is 1d8 plus 7. Yes.
Now remember, I am taking damage for both Karun and Arcelia, for both of you.
Okay, so this is 24 bludgeoning damage, Arcelia,
So 19.
and then 12 bludgeoning damage for Karun.
7? I think, yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It wasn't 24 bludgeoning damage. It was still the 12 because the bludgeoning damage isn't applied to the fortitude save. I apologize. So you should have only taken 7 damage. So add 12 back to your hit points.
How much damage do I take?
You take 12.
So,
12.
well, you're taking
7.
5 less. Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
And I take 10.
And now the acid damage. And this will be doubled for Arcelia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 10 acid damage to Arcelia. And 5 acid damage to Karun. The longer this thing has you grabbed, you can feel the acid start to like eat through clothing, make contact with your skin, and it's starting to burn really badly. It feels like a chemical burn on your skin. Brutal. Okay. Then, shall we do it again, I think? Let's do that again. Yeah. Let's do that again. Fortitude saves.
24.
31.
1 fail, 1 success.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be 1d8 plus 7.
Jiggle me this ooze pudding.
Okay, that's 13 bludgeoning damage to both of you. And then acid damage. This is going to be 5 acid damage to Arcelia. Karun, you do not take the acid damage. Maybe you're moving around and your clothing is kind of absorbing the contact here.
Oh, I am quite familiar with acid.
Oh, God.
Both kinds.
Immune at this point, really.
Recreational as well as painful. Okay. And fuck it, let's do it a third time, because it's just so fun. Fortitude saves again, please.
31.
15.
I rolled a 31 again.
Amazing.
Jeez.
Oof, and this time 14 bludgeoning damage is just constricting. You feel your bones kind of like creaking a bit as it's squeezing.
To both of us.
14 to each of you, yes.
I will raise my amulet here, so I will only take 7 damage. But that uses my reaction.
Okay. And a further 6 acid damage to Arcelia.
Owie.
Good thing you used it, because
Yep.
that would have knocked you out. Okay. Then the one to the south is going to go. And, let me see what this is.
Ooh, does the one up top, did it take the fire damage?
No, I did forget to do that. Thank you. This one has definitely gotten quite a bit thinner, and I have to
Needs
roll.
to scream. I want to hear it scream. Yes, yes.
What was the DC on the
15.
15. Okay. Yep. It's still on fire. This one has sensed Orashtak, and it will try to get in range.
I had a suspicion.
Get anyone else to get as many people as possible grabbed. And it will send out a pseudopod
SOS.
towards SOS to the world. It will send out a pseudopod to Yara to start things off. That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. That is for 14 bludgeoning damage. Yara, as you're trying to figure out what's going on, you lose track of the other one for a second as it oozes behind you, and then like you feel this horrible strike to your back for 14 bludgeoning damage, hitting you like probably just like in the spine, and then it begins to spread around. I need a fortitude save from you.
25.
Okay, this one is sickened, so makes it, breaks it, luckily, because that'll be a 25, and it's lowered its difficulty by 1, so you just barely made that. You are still grabbed, however. Next pseudopod heading towards you, Orashtak. Sorry, I had to move 1 more to do that. And it did have the capability to do that, so it would have gone there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 17 to hit.
That misses.
Wow. That's like the 3rd time that's happened in the campaign.
Ever.
Amazing. Arashtak, somehow, you see this creature undulating and rolling along the ground. And you actually see it and manage to dodge.
I've been scouting. It's my time.
We get this close-up of Arashtak's face. His eyes are all bloodshot, like just horribly bloodshot because he's been so focused, like he's been opening his eyes extra wide to see more. And you do dodge very well. Okay. We do have 1 pseudopod connected to Yara, and that is it for its turn. Okay, the Loyalists are gonna get the fuck out of the cloud. At least they're gonna try. This one does. It runs up this way. And will retch, puking their guts out, getting the sickened condition off. This one here will run into the other guy and stumble off to this way. Does not remove the sickened condition because he ran into the other guy, we'll say. This guy down here doesn't have much to go very far. We're going to say he's just able to do this. Moves out, retches, gets rid of the condition. Okay. New round. Gar Steelflare is going to make a roll. Ooh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Gar Steelflare yells,
I didn't know it could even do that.
Arashok, it's your turn.
This makes me not Arashok. Well, it makes Arashok very happy too, now that he realizes he got away with it. All right. This one in front of me is going to be targeted by a new spell from a scroll that I fed my little mushroomy friend. Briny Bolt. I'm double, triple, quadruple checking that the dang thing is actually using the correct... yes, good, okay.
This one is no longer on fire, by the way, the one down here.
Okay, just making dang sure good. It's actually using the right thing. A 23 to hit with Briny Bolt. I pull water, specifically salt water, from who knows where, and cast it out as a bolt directly at this pudding in front of me.
Okay. Okay, this one? All right.
Yes. 4, it looks, I don't think there's anything other than that. 2d6. Yes, for 2d6 damage. It is also blinded for a round.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking here. There's no tags on this spell?
No, there should be. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it popped off because of it had to write it in because it wasn't in.
Oh yeah, it wasn't in the compendium.
1 second. I'll add those after I get this. The tags are attack, evocation, and water.
Okay. So this is bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
Okay. Arashok. It seems like there's no response from this thing. It just kind of ripples.
Even though Karun yelled out its weaknesses or its immunities.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It is a success. I apologize.
No worries. I wanted to check. There may have been something else. I wanted to make sure. All right.
It was piercing and slashing. I thought bludgeoning was in there too.
So it takes 9 bludgeoning damage from this.
It instead of small ripples, there's probably a large one, and it kind of like shoots out a blob on the other side. It's a bit like if you're a fan of Naruto, when Sasuke and Naruto were trying out their abilities on the water towers. It's a bit like the Rasengan. There's like a small hole on this side, and then on the other side. Okay.
And then for my final action, I run away.
Yeah. Arashok, it seems to track you, even though it's supposed to be blinded. You can see it start to like turn. Maybe there's a pseudopod that's like following you.
I had a feeling it might. It is eyeless. But I want it to track me. It seems it has limited range with what it's doing, so it might actually be helpful.
Okay.
So I have moved away. That is it.
First and foremost, I would like to attempt to use the escape action in order to break free of this grab.
Okay.
So I think it's acrobatics or athletics. They're both
Correct.
one, so I'm going to roll acrobatics. I will re-roll that using a hero point.
It's 12. You
For 12.
Oh, no.
11.
That's 11. Well, fuck. All right. Well, I'm going to reach a hand out and I will cast a level 3 heal for 2 actions on Arcelia with my moderate curse in effect. That will be 17 healing plus another 24 plus another 3.
It's
So
44. 47.
47, yes. So 47 points of healing. I'm looking at Australia. We need to get the fuck out of this thing's hands! And that is my turn.
The whole time, like, Yara's doing like an underhanded one, you know, it's like reaching underneath the stuff, just like trying to heal you. Okay. It's your turn, Arcelia.
Okay, I heal the life boost. Goes down by 1. How fucked up is the one to the north looking?
It's looking a lot skinnier than it was before.
God. I'll just keep going at it. 25.
Okay, and what's the damage on that?
That's gonna be 12 damage.
Okay. How do you end this creature?
Essentially, I will lunge forward, leaning into the pseudopod, and I try to reach as high up as I can, and I split it right down the middle.
So you allow yourself to be pulled in with the from the pseudopod. So you use the momentum and push off, leaping, and you slice this thing. There's that moment where it just stays in one piece, and then and it loses all of its cohesion. If you're watching a Great British Bake Off show, you would see that they needed more gelatin in this pudding. It just kind of falls apart as it falls to two separate pieces. Instead of splitting and becoming new puddings, it just loses the cohesion.
Fantastic. I'm assuming I no longer grabbed.
Correct.
All right. As soon as it collapses, I'll slough off the pseudopod, and then I'll begin to move. I'll do a 5-foot step here. And then my final action, I will swing my hatchet again. Is it possible for me to try to aim for the pseudopod to disconnect it? From Yara?
Yes, I will make it more difficult, though.
Nah, fuck it. I'll just try killing it. I aim for the body.
Okay.
26.
That is a hit. What is the damage?
That's 10 damage magic.
Again, you take a chunk out of this thing. Cheesecake slice flies off.
Hold on, Yara. I'm trying to get you free. That's my turn.
Haroon.
Am I able to see the dwarf?
The dwarf? No. It's concealed by a Roshtok's stinking cloud. Just all these stink bugs farting in a big cloud.
Is the box where the creature was, from whence the creature came, is it here still? Has it been uncovered?
It's been pretty. Yeah, it's not looking great. Any metal that was on it has been sort of.
Oh,
just
so the
like
creature
dissolved.
has consumed the box from whence it came.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see. So there is no putting the creature back.
There's bits that are left of this box, but yeah, it's been pretty wrecked.
Interesting. So these dwarves just unleashed these creatures with no plan to bring them back. I see now. Very good. I will take my alchemist fire and toss it at this creature. There's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. Karoon.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kill it?
I will tell you exactly how I kill it. I will begin walking slowly but with purpose next to the creature, and offhandedly I will begin looking in one direction but uncapping the thing and tossing it behind my back at the creature, and as it explodes in a horrible fiery tire fire, I will continue walking towards the where I last saw the dwarf. And in Dwarven, I would like to say I have seen with my own eyes the depths of your witless dwarven treachery today, and I will never forget it.
Karun then violently starts coughing as she walks into the stink cloud. The pudding sort of catches the last bit of fire, and you just see it like it sort of solidifies into charcoal and turns to dust behind Karun. She continues walking into the stink cloud.
Walking near the stink cloud. Does the tiny menace say anything in return? I have spoken to him in his little language.
He does. He does. You are all out of combat as you see all of the members of this committee sort of looking bewildered by everything that happens.
Stink cloud dissipates, by the way. I just kind of...
Yeah, as this happens, you see the stink cloud dissipate, and Gar and the other loyalists kind of like they're sort of retching any last bit of stink from themselves, and you can see Gar like move like a little bit closer. Everybody's wide-eyed, and he says,
I'm so sorry.
You almost got us killed.
You almost killed the rest of the town citizens. How did you plan on bringing them back? Mindless little creature.
I never expected you to actually be good.
Because you never understand consequences of your actions. It's only do more that you can collect. Mindless.
He bows before all of you.
How many people have you killed like this?
The rest of the committee sort of like look around a bit bewildered, and he says,
Only those that were evil, I assure you.
So strangers that you know nothing of, that you don't have a conversation with, you decide to fucking try and kill immediately. Are you kidding?
Wait. If they attacked us and we're good, they're evil then.
They all kind of like look around for a second, a little bit confused.
I don't know if he's right, sir.
Your god is probably fucking disgusted.
You are.
How's this?
You are right. We have misjudged you. And for that, we are truly sorry. Foul fool! Foul! They are no evil creatures as we have suspected.
The rest of the committee members in attendance look at you and they bow.
We are sorry for what we have done.
Arcidia, you should do the talking before I rip one of their fucking heads off.
Me too. Also, can you ask for recompense?
I will turn and just start collecting whatever alchemical reagents I can get. I will let the rest of you handle the speaking to this awful little creature.
I look fucked up, by the way. I have a wound from the orc ferocity.
And it would have been like a horrible bruise, right? Because it was all like internal damage, basically, that you were getting hit. Everything was bludgeoning. And acid. So you would have like burn marks and stuff like that. I don't know how much is healed with Yara's battle medicine and her abilities.
It does not heal wounds.
Yeah.
Look, we obviously need to have much longer and comprehensive conversation, but this is not the time or place.
You are correct. I apologize for what we have done. I will encourage you, however, to act more normally around town.
We were walking through the plaza. How much more normal can anyone be?
You obviously have confused him. You can see something has broken in this person's mind. It's the equivalent of speaking to, you know, like an insane evangelical sort of person that has had their beliefs destroyed. He's kind of wide-eyed, and he just...
I suppose you're right. Get the cart. Clean this mess up. I'll be sure to let the other merchants know that you are.
What is your name?
I am Gar Steelflare.
We will need to treat our wounds and settle ourselves. Can we find an audience with you later tonight at your armory? You own an armory?
Yes. Yes. We will make time.
Did I hear him say something about talking to the merchants? Who had whispered to Arcelia.
I will let the other merchants know that you are
good.
Foul creatures seeking to...
In fact, honored guests.
You have proven yourselves. So.
All right, let's go.
Townsfolk will treat you with deference.
Good.
I am collecting.
We will leave after Karun finishes collecting.
Gar Steelfist and the loyalists sort of clean up the square a little bit, begin to leave. This horrific, acrid smoke remaining from this horrific black pudding creature. Karun, you rolled a 20 on your crafting check. I'm going to say that you're able to get one moderate set of reagents.
Now that dwarf wouldn't have stood half a chance on one of these things.
It's at this point that you hear this familiar roar.
Arcelia!
And you see Malavik jump out the window towards you.
Oh my god.